Yo, what is up everyone? Oscar here with a new video. And this is going to be discussing Washington football team's injury report, Montez Sweat being out, Montez Sweat being out on the COVID list, Landon Collins practicing throughout this week, the potential of having him back, Logan Thomas going on IR. So before we get into this video though, I'd like to remind you all to hit that sub button. Make sure you guys hit that sub button on the road to 100 subs, towards the end of the year. I would greatly appreciate it. I will put out more content like this Washington injury report here. It is Dallas week, so I'm going to be breaking down the injuries and the impact of the injuries for this week coming up. So let's go ahead and let's talk about this. So, obviously, earlier this morning, I've had a busy morning, so that's why I wasn't able to record this earlier this morning. So earlier this morning, notification broke out that Logan Thomas will be put on IR for the second time this season. So it is now season-ending IR for Logan Thomas. I'm okay with the move. I, put out a video yesterday stating that it was a good move. Or that he should not return for the rest of the season. I think that they should just give him a chance to, recoup and recover for next year. He is he is one of the biggest weapons on this Washington football team offense. But, we get to see, John Bates step up. Can he step up fully? Is he the future tight end for Washington? So I think that's a good move to putting Logan Thomas on season-ending IR. Just because, we get to see what what's this guy's name? John Bates is made out of. Simon Reyes, what he's made out of. Ricky Seals-Jones, that's the only one thing that I'm hoping is that Ricky Seals-Jones is good to go. I don't think he practiced today. I think he was on the side on the side field, but we'll have to wait and see how he looks throughout the week. So that's the injury report on Logan Thomas. He is on season-ending IR. So he is done for the year. Next guy up, Montez Sweat. So he is back, but got on the COVID list. He got COVID, so he is obviously not going to be available for the first game against Dallas. In all honesty, the front seven without Chase Young and without Montez Sweat, has been great. Will it look better when Montez Sweat comes back? We'll have to wait and find out, but he's going to be on the COVID list. He is unvaccinated. He is one of the team. He is one of the players that is unvaccinated. Washington does have the 85% accuracy or the 85% vaccination rate, which is whatever. And Montez Sweat is one of the 15% that is not. And he did state in the interviews for the preseason that he wasn't going to get vaccinated because, he just didn't know, there weren't many studies out there that he wasn't going to get vaccinated until potentially him catching COVID. It is what it is. I'm not going to be discussing, if you should get vaccinated or should, versus not getting vaccinated, to each their own. But we'll have to wait and see. 10 days is the minimum if he's asymptomatic. Now, if he's symptomatic. If he's asymptomatic, then, maybe we can see him for the Eagles game, but we'll have to wait and see. But it's good to see that he is now off of IR. We just got to wait for him to be, good to go, off the COVID list. So we'll have to wait there. Let me see. Landon Collins is another guy that we have to keep an eye on. He suffered that leg injury, I think it was his ankle, on Monday night against the Seahawks, and we saw how abysmal DeSager Everett was towards the end of that game. Washington, they play, DeSager Everett played okay, mostly because Cameron Curl and what's this guy's name? I always forget this guy's name. He's a linebacker. He's probably going to come back to me towards the end of this video when I'm off air. But, hopefully Landon Collins can go, because he has been, ever since moving to that hybrid linebacking position, he's actually been pretty well. He has adapted well. Got 1.5 sacks in the Seahawks game, forced a fumble. Maybe that's a guy that could help out on this defense when they're taking on Dallas. Punch it out against Ezekiel Elliott, who isn't 100%. Maybe punch it out of Amari Cooper's hands. Guys like that. So we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully he's good to go, but we'll keep an eye out on him. Can this defense step up without him? It was against the Raiders, but the Raiders aren't Dallas. Dallas, the Raiders may have, Derek Carr is the best quarterback in the league right now this year. With passing yards, the passing yards leader. But Dak Prescott, keep this stat in mind: 7-1 against Washington. So, keep that in mind, and I'll keep that in mind when I do my match preview. Later in, probably tomorrow. So keep that in mind. I'll discuss more of that tomorrow. So that's the one thing that, that Washington need to keep in mind against Dak Prescott. Last year, Washington was able to sweep Dallas, but it was against Andy Dalton and Ben DiNucci. So, it is what it is with those guys, but Washington has always struggled against Dak Prescott. So we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully, we can get at least Landon Collins back. At least Landon Collins come back. Hopefully, Ricky Seals-Jones can go, because we do need some depth at the tight end position. So, alright guys, that'll do it for this injury report video. Let me know what you all think. Do you all think that Landon Collins and John Bates, and if Ricky Seals-Jones returns this week, do you think that, once Montez Sweat comes off of the COVID list, will he contribute or will he hurt this Washington football team? Let me know in the comments down below. Until then, guys, keep it real. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.